Hello everyone, welcome back. Let's continue with our next SQL question, which is average salary departments versus company. So let's look at what the problem says. So we have our two tables, that is salary table and one is employee table. In the salary table, we have ID, employee ID, amount and pay date. And in the employee table, we have the employee ID and the department ID which the employee belongs to. So what we are asked to find? We are asked to find the comparison result of the average salary of employees in a department to company's average. So that means for the departments, we have to calculate the average salary and then we also have to calculate the company's average salary and we have to compare, is it higher or lower? So let's look at the example. So here is one of the example. This is the salary table, this is the employee table, and here is the output. So for each month, what the department ID is and what is the comparison. So for February of 2017, for department ID 1, the comparison is same. That means average salary and company average salary, sorry, department average salary and company average salary both are same. So for March, it is higher. Same for your February for department ID 2, it is same. For March for department ID 2, it is lower. So this is what our problem says. Okay, so let's see how we can approach this. So let's write down what we are asked to find. So first let me display the table. Okay, so this is the table. So we have to find first, we need to add two columns. That is, one is the company average and the another one is department average. Right, then we have the simple task to use the case when. So once we get this, we can just do case when, which will then tag it to either same or it will say higher or it will say lower based on the company average. So we'll just do the comparison. If the department salary or department average is higher than the company average, we will say higher. If it is equal, it will say same. If it is lower, we will say lower. So that is what we will do, right? So but how we will calculate the company and department average? So for this, what we will be using? We will be using a window aggregate, right? Will be window aggregate. What we will do is we'll take average of the salary, right? We will take average of the salary, then we will take for company average, we don't need to do any other partition apart from your date, right? So partition by only the date. But for your department average, what we will do, again it will be same window aggregation, we'll say average of salary and we will give the partition by date first and then we will also give the department ID, right? So this is what we will do. By this we will get the average for both company and the department. So once we get this, we can easily do the case when, right? So let me just comment this and let's first write the inner query. So for this, let's use CT because if we use the subquery, it will be a little bit complicated. So I'll say with the as and I'll just say select and I'll just say here for, yeah. So first let's see how we can get this date, right? So let me say over here format of pay underscore date comma and what the extraction we want. So we want YYYY hyphen MM. So this is what we want, right? If I show you in the output, that is what the expected is. So we want year and month, right? That is what we'll extract. So date we are omitting because we want it at month level. So this I'll say and I'll say as your pay underscore month. So this will be my pay month. Then we want average, right? AVG of your amount. amount over what is the partition, that will be our date. It's pay date, right? Let me just check it. Yeah, it's pay date, and we will say here as company underscore average. Then we will do the same thing, amount over partition by pay date, comma. Okay, so now we want the department, right? So for the department, if I go back to here, if I go to employee, we just have the employee ID. How to get the department? We will have to join it with the employee table. So for now, let me just say here, let me say e dot department ID. So I'll show you what we will be doing for this one. So once we join it, because now we don't have the department ID in the salary table, right? For this I wrote, so from salary S. So now we will join on what? Employee table. This will be E. So that's why I wrote E dot department. If I go to the employee table, where is that? Yeah, this is the employee table, right? So in the employee table, I have the employee ID and department ID. So this department ID I have taken, right? So this is the employee ID. Then I'll do on S dot employee underscore ID equal to E dot employee ID. Employee ID, right? So this is the join. But we also need one more thing over here. I think if we go to the output, right, here we need department ID in the select as well. So let's add that one as well. So I'll just add over here e dot department underscore ID. I hope it is underscore. Let's check. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, fine. So we added this. So now let me run this and see if there are any errors or not. Okay, so this is executed. So now we have got the pay month, the department ID, the company average, and the department average. Now we can just write the query here to get the case. So I'll just add the case condition. So I'll say select pay underscore month department underscore ID. These two are as is, no change in this. So now comes the case. Case when company underscore average is equal to department, then we say it is same. In the other case, what we'll do, when company underscore average is less than department average, then we will say higher, right? Else we'll just say, we don't need to again specify when, because we just have three, right? So I'll say else lower, and to end this we just say end as comparison, and we just say from this city. So what is the city name? T. So I gave it as T. I'll just say T. Now let's run this and check if there are any errors. Okay, department ID N is missing. Run this. Okay, so now we got the output, but there is some issue. Let's see what it is. So I'm getting the for the February I get 1 1 again here same, but the expected output if I go above here for February I should get 1 1 same and higher, but I'm getting 3 same, right? So why is that? Because we have to take the distinct records. So we have to take the distinct records. That's why we are getting this. So let's add the distinct in the select, outer select. Here if I just say distinct and run this, and we will get the correct output. So if they were just duplicates, identical duplicates, nothing else. They were just identical duplicates. Once we say distinct, the records will be gone. This is how we solve this question, average salary department versus company. I hope you like this. Let's see you in the next one.